Namaste. Today is May 15th, so we are about halfway through the month of May, and I really do hope you're enjoying the May the Life Force Be With You offering every day this month. And I wanted to remind you that if you are enjoying the challenge and you would like to make a donation, if you could make a donation to Friends of Madhuban. This is a beautiful charity that is just forming that I run along with two of my friends that I met in India. And we're helping to support a school, an elementary school, which is attached to the Madhuban Sri Aurobindo ashram in northern India. And we are looking forward to taking a trip up there sometime in 2020, and we would love for you to come with us. It's going to be amazing. More info on that soon, but in the meantime, you can donate on the Friends of Madhuban Facebook page. And I'll post a link to that in the comments section. Today's challenge is to do some belly down back bends, and these are amazing low back strengtheners. And I love doing the back bending postures face down on the mat, because the pelvis gets very, it's stable, it can't move around a lot. So there's stability there in the pelvis, and then we get to really work the hamstring muscles and the low back muscles here. So we'll start with just easy kind of Ardha Salabhasana, single leg lifts. So you lie on your stomach, and you can make a pillow with your hands and rest your chin or your forehead if that's more comfortable. I'm going to keep my head turned so that you can hear me talking. And then we're going to set the foundation with the thighs on the floor, and it's good to try to roll your thighs in towards each other a little bit. And then point your feet and have the tops of your feet down on the mat. Now we want to align the pelvis really well, and we're pretty good because we're already stable on the floor. But let's just see if we can get a little more lumbar curve. So if you push down your knees, you can get the tops of the thighs to lift a little bit. You get a little curvier in the low back. And then draw the tailbone down towards your feet so the pelvis comes back to the ground, but it's a little more spacious. Engage your legs, and we're going to lift one foot and leg straight up. So you try not to bend your knee, and you use the back of the thigh muscles for the lift. And you can hold the leg up for a breath, and then place it down. And then second side, inhale, lift up. And as you're lifting, you're extending out through the foot, through the toes, and through the spine, so your spine stays long, and then bring it back to the floor. So you want to lift from the inner thigh so that your hip doesn't roll out to the side. You're just going straight up and down on each side. You can do about 5 or 10 of these on each leg. And after you do a whole bunch of them, you can pause and rest, and you'll notice, yeah, my low back was working pretty hard, and I am building some strength there. All right, the next variation would be to do both legs together. So for this one, it's a little more challenging, so I'm going to turn my head straight ahead. We're trying not to really use the arms here, trying to isolate all the movement into the legs and the lower back. So squeeze your legs towards each other, move the thighs back, draw the tail in, and then lift and lower. And lift and lower. And sometimes the feet will have the tendency to want to go out to the sides, but for now, try keeping them close to each other. So you got to squeeze the midline as you're lifting up, and then coming back down. Okay. And if that's too challenging in the low back, then you stick to doing one leg at a time. You're still getting the same benefits. All right, so those are some for the lower back or the lower body, the legs. Let's try a couple that are going to isolate more the upper back muscles. So if you place your hands beside your ribs, and we're going to do the same kind of setting the foundation with the feet. So we roll the thighs in, press the tops of the feet down into your mat, thighs back, tailbone in. Now we'll take a little no hands cobra pose. So we're gonna lengthen through the side ribs, draw the shoulders away from the floor, lift your head, lift your heart, keep the back of your neck long, and then lift your hands off the mat. Look, Ma, no hands. And then release down. Okay, so those are nice. You can do several of those without using the hands really. So you get the shoulders back, throat back, lift, and lower down. And then you can combine that with the feet. Right? So we engage everything, we lengthen, lift up, feet up, hands off the floor. And it's a whole back body strengthener. Good, and rest. And then of course there's all different kinds of variations you can do. You can do hands laced behind your back. You could do regular Bhujangasana where you're gonna keep the pelvis down and lift the upper body. So many different belly downs. You could do Sphinx pose and give yourself a nice stretch. All right, so get creative with it. Get down on the floor. Enjoy strengthening your back. And I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.